I would like to introduce our second Gray Sheet couple, Annette and Darcy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Annette, and I'm a compulsive overeater, and I weigh and measure 3 meals a day from the Gray Sheet. I write them down. I commit them to my sponsor. I don't eat in between no matter what, and abstinence is the most important thing in my whole life without exception, and I'm abstinent today and grateful. And what a gift this is. It's scarier than I want to describe, but I'm grateful to be asked. And my first abstinence date was March 9th, 1999. And as I said before, my current abstinence date is January 20, 2016. And so I came in to Gray Sheet, and I qualify because I came in from 10 years of OA How and struggling and at an all-time high weight. And then somebody from Gray Sheet came to my OA How meeting and saved my life. The rest of that is history. I'm grateful, so grateful. And because I grew up, with that body shame and absolutely hating myself and how I looked, and I was very sensitive and shy, and I didn't do sports because that I loved, like gymnastics and volleyball, that I was really good at, but I couldn't do those things because I hated how I looked. And compulsive eating and this disease kept me from the life that I could have had. And but now I'm living it today instead. So I just didn't get that much in my childhood. I lived in that hell that a lot of you relate to. I met Darcy when I was 2 years abstinent in an AA women's meeting. She came along, and I watched her, and I thought she was a wonderful person. I had a lot of respect for her. And our women's meeting went to dinner every Friday night after the meeting. And so the first time we ever really talked was at a dinner at a restaurant. And the only seat that when I walked in, I was late, was next to her. And I started weighing and measuring. And she said, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I said, "I weigh and measure my food. I'm in a 12-step program for food." She goes, "Oh, what's that?" And so I told her about Gray Sheet, and she said, I'm a compulsive overeater too. I said my top weight was 210, and that I stopped weighing after that because I don't know if I probably weighed 10 or 20 pounds more than that, but I stopped weighing at 210. And she said, "Me too, 210," and I stopped weighing also. So we had a connection there, and I guess, that's it, a match made in heaven, right? And it was kind of, we fell in love very quickly and had so much in common. And I'm so grateful all these years that we both have a program of recovery. And I came from Al-Anon. I had been in Al-Anon 13 years, and I'd learned some of those things, like keep your eyes on your, in Al-Anon, we call it live and let live, or but for the grace of God go I. And I knew she was a compulsive, identified. And so she came to my Gray Sheet meetings for 8 years with me. She was so supportive and such a wonderful, wonderful partner. And go to the ends of the earth, did all those things that all our spouses do, where they wait till we get all of our food weighed out in the restaurant before they even touch theirs to make sure we have enough and all that. And she was very supportive, and I felt really grateful, but I kept thinking, she'd go on all these diets, and I thought she was, around me, she ate like Gray Sheet, and she would even weigh and measure at home, and so I'm trying not to tell hers, but anyway, so I would think to myself, what's wrong with Gray Sheet? I wonder why she doesn't want to do Gray Sheet. And I think I said it once in my program. I learned that one time is information, the second time is manipulation, the third time is nagging. And so I went to the ends of the earth not to ever say it again. I think she said I said it a couple times. I thought I was, good with the one time, but I kept thinking, don't I have how come she doesn't want to do Gray Sheet? It's so easy, and she's so supportive. I didn't understand. And so sometimes I'd beat myself up and think I must have not a good enough program, and I'll, make it about me and have it be all grandiose, right? And it brought out, sometimes some of my own character defects, and watching somebody try different things, it kind of kept my own, I related to that myself, because those are all the things that I did. And I realized it takes what it takes. And I knew that if I bugged her to do GreySheet, that would be, you know, a deal breaker. That's just not okay, you know, and a person has to want to do, I mean, a person has to come to their own bottom to get to want to do GreySheet. Only the desperate, the most desperate people. And that's, you know, I was, you know, had that dignity myself. And so I tried to keep my eyes on my own plate. And let's see what it's like now. Okay, 8 years into it, she got abstinent, and then Darcy's helping me stay on my time. We had all this time abstinent together. She got abstinent in 2009, and it's been great. And being absent together was wonderful. And what happened though, on January 19th, 2016, I relapsed. I had a 5-minute thing where I inhaled something that wasn't on GreySheet. I withheld that information. I was terrified. It was horrible. I've shared about this many times, but it was horrible. And I drove home and I didn't tell her the truth. I just said I was sick. I couldn't even finish my GreySheet meal that was all ready for me. And it took me 25 hours to say it out loud. And I realized this was never going to end. And it was this horrible thing. So on January 20th, you know, I said, you know, I came home and I said, I have to talk to you. And she was like this, she could tell it was serious and scary. And I told her I relapsed, and I'll let her talk about that if she wants to or not. But, you know, I kept telling myself, oh, people have to stop my service positions, my sponsees and all that. I had all these reasons, but really, it got to a point where I was, you know, at the 25-hour point, it's like, I have got to start over and come clean, or this is never going to end. And I'm so grateful that she has stuck by me. So her abstinence date, you know, is, you know, way past or earlier than mine. And what I want to say is being abstinent together is such a gift. It's like when we balance each other out. When I'm crazy, she's all calm. And when she's crazy, I'm calm. Not that she's ever crazy, but I can be calm and a source for her. And we don't do it perfectly. Sometimes we get excited or whatever, but you know, the truth is I love and respect her. And I feel like we have a mutual love and respect that keeps us grounded and here together. And, you know, having a GreySheet partner is so handy, you know, when things happen, or we take turns making meals, and it's fun. I mean, I feel blessed and so fortunate. I wish everybody had this opportunity, but, you know, it's just not, you know, I'm just grateful. So grateful. And thank you for letting me share, and I'll turn it over to Miss Darcy here.
Hi, everybody. I'm Darcy D. from Oregon, and I'm a compulsive eater and sugar addict. And I weigh and measure 3 meals a day from the GreySheet. I write them down. I commit them to my sponsor. I don't eat in between, and I eat all that I commit no matter what. And I'm very abstinent and grateful since August 30, 2009. And, you know, you heard how I was going to the meetings and not weighing and measuring for the most part. But what Annette didn't know was all of my disease was running rampant, and I was sneak eating more than I have ever done in my life. That's what I got to tell you. When you live with a GreySheeter and you're not abstinent, this person here, oh my God, really bad stuff. And it was probably it was good because I think it brought me to surrender a lot faster. Maybe I still would not be abstinent to this day had I not been living with a GreySheeter, and that my disease was even more glaring to me because of it. So I'm really grateful for that, and grateful to have watched how to do it. You know what I mean? What a gift that was for me. I got to learn the basics and the discipline of the program by witnessing it for those 8 years. It was fabulous. But the funny thing was, I kept saying, it's not for me. It's not for me. It's not for me. And so what happened was I got super desperate, and I had my self-loathing and my shame and disgust of my disease and of myself is how I pointed it towards myself was it's me, was so horrible and so sad and so heartbreaking that that's when I got the gift of surrender. And that's what I call it, a gift from my higher power, because how else would I be here? Because, thank you, because no matter how hard I wanted it, how easy it looked to do, I did not have the surrender. So thank you, higher power. It is awesome to be with another GreySheeter. It's incredible to travel to whatever's going on in life. You know, my dad dying in the hospital, I had a GreySheeter taking care of my food, right? So anything that goes on, this person has my back, and vice versa. And you know, she gets sick, she doesn't have to try to crawl out of bed with a fever and make something. I'm telling you, it's wonderful. So I really love being with a GreySheeter, and not just that I love this program, but in partnership, in tandem, it's amazing. So I will talk about when Annette relapsed, because what happened was, you know, I did the same thing about smoking. I quit smoking so many years ago, but it took me about 25 years to stop telling myself, when I'm 75, I'll smoke again. It took me so long to stop saying that to myself, that it all of a sudden was not okay and I didn't want to. Well, I did the same thing with those things out there that I'm addicted to. I told myself in my head, when I'm 75, I can do those things again, right? Scary thinking. And it kind of just made me relax about it. But what happened when Annette relapsed was when she sat down with that look on her face, I thought, oh God, did she cheat on me? And then she said what she said, and it was just as harsh and sad of a blow. It truly was. I was devastated to hear that she relapsed, because, oh my God, what's going to happen to us? Can I live with somebody like she did, right? Who's eating? Oh my God, it freaked me out so bad. And what happened in my next thought was, I am going to cling to this program and to my abstinence with all my life, because it scared the living daylights out of me that this person, who I thought was like, oh my God, she's like the goddess of GreySheet for me. And it scared me so horribly that I now grasp my program and my abstinence with both fists, and there is nothing that I'm going to give it up for. Nothing. Not another person, not an accident, not on my deathbed. I want to take my last breath abstinent. That's what I learned. I no longer tell myself when I'm 75, I'll do those things. I don't ever want to do those things again. And so that's the gift of her relapse for me. That's an amazing gift, because it freed me of that crazy thought, right? And so I am just so amazed. I'm sure I'm halfway through. I'm amazed. I'm halfway through and I'm still amazed. And thank you all for what you do. And, you know, also I watch people who are in relationships. 1 minute, thank you. I watch people who are in relationships, and I don't always see support. I do not always see support, and it makes me very sad. And it reminds me of what a gift I have in my partner, and also in my community, right? Because I also have family that think I'm a little crazy that I do what I do. So I look toward you. I look for my community support, and I really, really appreciate all of you being out there and all of you leading the way. Thank you so much.